Hey everybody, let me talk in this section about one of most interesting feature in Java, that's JavaFX. So what I'm saying when I'm saying JavaFX, that means I want to design application with UI. If you remember, all the videos that we discussed in the previous section, we just was using a console. Someone enter information from black console and he will see the result from a black console. So everything was through the console. Now I want to design a UI. What I mean by that, if you go here, open the calculator on your computer, what you would see, this is a UI. So user could interact with this UI. So for example, 75 multiplied by 5 equal this number. So what the UI do for us? So UI just basic easy user experience. So user could interact with this UI and you send the code, still the code sending to your Java code and you process this code. For example, if I'm saying 4 plus 6, I'm just interacting with the UI. But when I'm click equal, 4 and 6 will be sent to the Java code and the Java code do additional operation and return the result for me as 10. So this is basically what I did in Java. So everything behind the scene is Java, but just a UI, user could interact with it. So to start with this section, I really encourage you to download NetBeans. So just go to this URL, netbeans.org, and make sure you download it here and keep it in your PC. So when you're done from download the NetBeans, just open NetBeans, yes, whatever. Still you have a Java installed on your computer, you have Eclipse, so there is no additional information, just you download NetBeans and you will be okay. So just imagine I'm opening simple NetBeans without any complexity. You would see how it would be easy to develop apps with NetBeans. So why I did use NetBeans? Because it make working with Java UI really easy and they are supporting too many tools in Java UI. So if you see, this is NetBeans, so I want to create a project, just I click here, create a project. So if you see, this is the page. If you see, I have Java here, I have here JavaFX. So make sure you select JavaFX, then FX application, then next. Then see, he just already selected Java 8. If not, make sure to select the JDK 8. Select the project name. Let me suppose UI demo. Okay. And make sure, select this place that where you want to save it. Then finish, waiting for some time, and he will have a complete app for you. If you see, this is my project, UI demo. If you see, this is my packages, and I have only one package named UI demo, and I have only one file. If I just click here, run, I would see simple UI. So wait for a second, let me see this UI. Okay, here you go. This is the UI. If you see, this is Java UI. What I have here, I have simple one form. If you see, one form, the title for the form is Hello World and have single button. So how does this one work? Let me just go through the code and teach you everything. If you see here, I have a start. If you see here, I have a button. This is button. So to work with this button, first of all, in line 24, you see I just defined button equal instance of btn equal instance of the button. That means there is already class named button. This class of button, I could create instance from it to create button for me. So I just create button btn equal a new instance from button. So just I creating button. If you see button, this is button, but this button have number of properties and number of method. So what I mean by number of properties and number of method, when I'm saying, hey, this is a properties, that means, for example, title. If you see the title here, say hello world. So to set this properties, I just have instance. So I'm saying instance from the class dot the properties. Set text, I change the text, say hello world. For that reason, if you see the UI, I have here say hello world. So I have properties. Now I just want to do some processing. I need to, when someone click on the button, do some process. If you see, when you click the button, you would see here hello world. Whenever I click here, I would see here a new hello world. So how does that happen? That means there is event. So if you see, there is here event btn.set on action, a new event handler, then all this code, what you're interested in only here. So this is your part. This is where you write your code. So all the code that you want it to run when someone click the button, here will be when someone click button. So when someone click the button, this code will be run. So if you see here, we written system.println hello world. If you see, whenever anyone click on the button, this code will be fired. So this is basically how the button works. You see, again, the button have number of properties and number of methods. The properties, you say btn.setText. There is many properties, for example, btn dot, just say btn dot, and click control space. You would see list of the properties that you could manage your button. Too many properties like get text, getting the text, or whatever you want. You want, for example, read the text, whatever someone have it, and any properties. Also method, same thing. So if you see, this is basically defining the button. So to do the UI, I did define button, set the text, and setting what I will do when someone click on this button. I defined the button. Now I want to add this button to the UI. How would I add it? Okay, wait and see this. First of all, you define stack pane. When I define something stack pane, and I say, okay, I have something, number of buttons, and I want to add one button over another. So to do that, you would use stack pane. So I define a new stack pane. I name it root, or call a new stack pane. And in this stack pane, I say root.getChild.add. That means I'm adding children. So what I mean, okay, I have layouts, simple layouts. I just define stack pane. Let me suppose this is the stack pane. If I say, okay, draw tool, I would suppose draw tool will be easy for me to manage it. So I suppose, okay, I have, for example, just think about it. This is a stack pane. So you just define a stack pane. And inside this stack pane, you say, okay, I would add this button. But if you want to add another button, the other button will be over this one. So this is how stack pane works. So I define my stack pane, then I added the button inside it. So first of all, you define your button with the properties and method, then you define your stack pane. Then you take this button, you add it inside the stack pane. Now I have the stack pane, and I have this one, name it layout, or name it screen. Imagine this one is the screen. So what I did, I just defined screen. I defined the size of the screen. See, it will be 325. That means the width is 300, and the height should be 215. Maybe opposite, maybe this one high, maybe this one height. We'll check it. And you say, okay, I define my screen. So okay, I define the screen. I need to add this root, or this root. I want to add it inside the screen. And here you go. Now it's cool. So after you've done all this, you say, okay, I need to define title for my screen. If you see, this is the title. I have it here. Then you say, okay, primary stage dot set since you added the screen inside it, then show the screen. So this is how basically works. So what we mean by primary stage, that mean that your PC, like when you say main method, when you ever start, if you see in the main method, when someone start from launch, so you could start this part. So basically what I want to show you, I say, okay, you have UI, this is your UI, so you define the screen. This name is screen. You define specific size, width, and height. You define title for your screen. You set the screen inside that one and you show it. But this screen now is empty. You want to add something in it. First of all, you define your button with the properties and method. You add button inside stack pane, then stack pane inside the screen, and you all set. Let me do some change. So let me just stop it from here. I will say, okay, I want to change the title here to click me. So I say click me. So now if anyone run the app, the button title should be click me. Is that right? Are you agree? Yes. You agree because this button. Now I want to just modify this code. If you see, you will not like this way of writing method. We have another new way in Java 8. We discuss it to write method. Even so, I say, okay, btn, let me write the new way, hopefully btn dot set, hopefully set will be right correctly, btn dot set on. Make sure when you write on, you write it capital, so you could get it. Don't write it in small on. Maybe you get a problem. Make sure you say on capital, because Java is case sensitive. So okay, set on action, and it's ask you for the value. Just do it in the way of lambda. So what you will do in lambda, I have this is the input parameter. So I say, okay, define it. And let me say, okay, I would define it by name event. And then I say, here you go. And all the code will be here. This is basically how I just summarize that method. Instead of having all that complexity, I just take this line, okay, copy C, add it here, and just I stop this code. I say, okay, this code is no longer needed. Let me just stop it. Make sure it gets stopped from here and from here. So basically say, okay, I don't want to use this way. I want to use lambda way because this is too many code you write. You write for event, and you write for any create and anything. And but we know this is event handler is functional method, so have only one method, so it's easy to implement it using lambda. So what's the parameter? The parameter name event. I just define event. Then there we go. You could use like an open and a close bracket. Does it make sense? I just remove it. Why I'm adding too many? I just have single parameter. If I just stop the app and try to run it again, make sure you always stop it before you run it again. If you see now, if I just try to click, still same thing. Hello world, hello world. So you could say, okay, let me say I want to do other process. I can say hello from a new lambda method. Just sharing. Here you go. Run. Hopefully now it's running. Yeah, just click it, say hello from new lambda. Oh, this is what I wrote it. So this is basically how you work with Java UI. All your code is still same. All your code Java, still you could create many classes and you handle all access to these classes. So let's go next and discuss one more example in details. Thank you for watching and see you next.